How's it going, everybody? I heard you like your team's absolutely broken, unhinged monsters. And that is exactly what the New Mutants team is going to be. This team for Crucible is going to be what Brimstone is for War. They are suffocatingly powerful. So I'm excited to share that with you. We do have a special Scopely presentation for this team, which I thought was interesting and exciting to share with you. I think they did a pretty good job. So if you like the way this video is formatted, make sure you let it be known in the comment section below so we can, see if they want to keep doing that. I didn't think I'd be replaced by Scopely before 2025 was over. I thought it'd be AI at least. But hey, we'll go for it. So we'll have animations that are going to be running as we get through this information. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Starting with a little synopsis here. This is the newcomers, Cannonball, Wolfsbane, and Warlock with the reworks Magik and Sunspot, and I do have those reworks to share with you as well. They're built for Cosmic Crucible. They can be used on both the offense and the defensive side, but the defensive side is crazy. It is actually monstrous. This is going to be wacky, all right? You guys are going to know when we start getting into their passives. But let's start with Wolfsbane Basics. So she is a Hero Global Mutant Brawler X-Men New Mutant with a base speed of 124. So not incredibly fast. Kind of on the slower side for new meta, if I want to be real with you. Her basic, she'll attack the primary target for 230, flipping all regenerations. She'll prolong all negative effects except for ability luck, stun, and trauma. So basically offense down, defense down, slow, blind, disrupt. Okay? If the primary target has bleed, which is going to be a big part of her passive, this attack will gain 50% crit. I don't know if this is going to be a Raider character, because when we get to the passive, there's a lot of bleed stuff, and bleeds gets really empowered by strikers. We'll have to wait and see. But her ISO looks like it's the exact same thing as the basic, just with a smaller modifier. Her special, this is her turn 1 ability. She'll apply 2 counter to herself and all new mutant allies. She'll attack all enemies, applying 2 bleeds and 2 heal blocks. If any target has stealth, she'll apply an additional 2 bleed to that target and clear the stealth. She'll bonus attack the enemy's support with the highest damage for 125% piercing, prolonging all their negative effects as well, except for the same ones as in her basic. In Crucible, if she has 3 mutant allies, she'll reduce the duration of all positive effects except stealth by 2 on all enemies. Just to be very, very clear about this is a Franklin Richards ultimate that's also going to be doing bleeds, and it's going to hit extra people that have stealth, and it gives counters. This is a better Franklin Richards ultimate. This is kind of silly. It's going to get worse, all right? This attack is unavoidable and cannot be blocked. Her ultimate, this is her turn 2 ability. This is a single target nuke. She'll attack the primary target for 450% piercing, applying disrupt and heal block for 2 turns. She'll also reduce their turn meter. She'll bonus attack the most injured enemy for another 225% piercing. On kill, she'll generate 3 special ability energy for herself, so watch out. Between her and Sunspot's energy, which we're going to talk about, she might be hitting you with 2 specials in one fight, which is kind of crazy. She'll gain offense up and speed up for 2 turns. Enemies killed, cannot be revived, unavoidable, cannot be blocked. There's a lot of cannot be revived. Dormammu is not going to be the answer to this, the same way that he has somewhat showed his face against Brimstone. Even then, not really. Her passive, this is where the team gets really, really crazy. Not particularly here. There's definitely maybe 1/3 of it here. But we're going to see when we get to Warlock, it's so insane. When an enemy gains stealth, she'll gain speed up and give it to all of her teammates. That's insane, right? So now we have a way that we can get speed up on spawn, the same way Vulture does, but instead of the enemy needing speed up, they just need stealth. And there's a lot of characters that do that. We got Invisible Man, we got, I think Leader does it, Super Skrull do it on his first turn, Daken does it, Spider-Man Noir does it, and you gotta know there's gonna be more characters coming that will either do it on spawn, or maybe do it on the first turn, because this is not an on-spawn effect. Also note, this is not locked behind Cosmic Crucible. Very, very important. This is gonna be a pretty decent war team as well, I gotta say. On sell for New Mutant Ally Crit, apply bleed to all enemies with bleed up to a maximum of 10. So it's like bleed stacking on bleed. So we could make her a Raider because she does have her special ability hits everybody and she gets extra damage on her basic. Or you could make her a striker because this is where the bleed source is going to come from. It's kind of a dealer's choice there, but it's going to be really powerful either way. In Crucible, if she has 3 or more new mutant allies, when an enemy gains bleed, as in when there's a crit, hello, X Factor, fill speed bar by 10%. Enemies cannot assist. Speed bar cannot be filled or reduced by any enemy for themselves, allies, or enemies. Yeah, She is now giving you speed up if they come in with a stealth or get a stealth at any point, and she's not letting anybody get speed bar. In Crucible, this character and all mutant allies gain a 100% crit chance against enemies with blind or silence. But we didn't see no blind or silence in her kit. Don't worry, it's coming. But we now have a source of speed up with her, depending on stealth. Or if she gets a kill on her first attack? No, she just gets it no matter what. There you go. But also we have speed bar control and assist control. And we get speed bar from her. It's just so much in one kit. I'm telling you, this is the tip of the iceberg. Here's some concept art. Some cool stuff there. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. We got Cannonball, Hero Global Mutant Protector. X-Men New Mutant with a speed stat of 129. So he's more in line with the current meta. Basic, attack the primary adjacent targets for 300% damage and apply offense down for 2 turns and slow for 2 turns. He'll also gain deflect. Deflect is going to be a big part of his kit. His special, which could be a turn 1 ability, clear barrier on all enemies, attack all enemies. Dude, all the raiders getting crits here, applying bleeds out there is going to be crazy. Like Scorpion putting the initial bleeds out there, or sorry, Zombie Kestrel putting the initial bleeds out there is interesting for this team. Just throwing that out there. Clear 2 random positive effects, plus apply offense down for 2 turns. In Crucible, this character has 3 new mutant allies, apply blind and trauma to all enemies. What? Did my guy just say he's applying blind and trauma to all enemies? That's a new one. That's kind of terrifying. He'll apply ability block to Mythic Protector enemies and stun to non-Mythic Protector enemies. He'll apply immunity to self and new mutant allies. He'll gain 3 deflects, and in Crucible, this will gain 300% extra focus. This attack, by the way, is also unavoidable and cannot be blocked. So that focus and that unavoidable status, you're getting blinded. You're just getting blinded. The ultimate Blast Field. This is a turn 2 ability. He can stun the primary target, and then he'll hit the primary and adjacents for 400, clearing 2 random positive effects. For each deflect Cannonball has, he gets extra damage. He'll apply more offense down, more slow, and then he's going to gain even more deflects, which are going to feed into his passive. And enemies killed by this attack cannot be revived. Heading on to the passive. On spawn, he gains deflect and taunt for 2 turns, so we do have a new pre-taunting tank. On self, our new mutant ally crit, again, more crit talk, he gains 1 deflect up to a maximum of 10. Just do the math on that. If we get 10 deflects on this guy, that's going to make his ultimate hit for an additional 250. And that is a permakill ability. That's really, really nice. When this character or new mutant ally drops below 50% life, he will apply deflect and safeguard for 2 turns to self and all new mutant allies. So when one person drops, they all get this protection. This is like the next evolution of a health trigger. So you think about Agatha and the Night Stalkers, when somebody drops low and she does a health trigger, like, I can't get to them anymore. Well, he's like, oh, well, I'm going to protect that person, but also everybody else blanket protection. This team is like definitionally anti-Alpha Strike, and it's only going to become more apparent. In Crucible, this character has 3 new mutant allies. On self or new mutant ally turn, if this character's health is above 50% life, gains taunt, so he will be consistently taunting. Enemies with blind or silence, he can blind on his special, we'll see where silence comes from in a little bit, cannot generate barrier for themselves or allies. Support and protector enemies cannot spawn with immunity. You know how impactful that was for Rachel? Slap it on Cannonball's kit, why not? If this character or any new ally does not have defense up or minor defense up, that character is going to go ahead and gain an additional 25% damage reduction and resistance. Try and Alpha Strike me, I dare you, is what they're saying. For each deflect on this character, and he's going to be a pre-taunt, gain 5% crit chance and 10% armor. We still haven't gotten to the water of this iceberg yet, and if you know anything about icebergs, underneath the water is where it gets crazy. And that's where Warlock comes in. Hero Cosmic Tech Controller X-Men New Mutant with a speed stat of 121 base. His basic attack primary for 300%, flipping 3 positive effects. Apply stealth to all new mutant allies with 50% or less health. Obviously in the mirror matchup, this could be used against you, so probably just don't have Warlock be a striker. And try and protect him from any sort of ability block that could be put on him. For his special, this is a turn 3 ability, so it's pretty far out there. Well, it'll be turn 2 because of what Sunspot does, right? We'll talk about Sunspot when we get to him. If this character does not have trauma, transfer all negative effects from self from new mutants to self, flip them all to positive effects, attack all enemies for 360% damage, and apply silence for 2 turns. Clear all the battlefield effects on the allied side, Enemies cannot be revived by this, and it is unavoidable. This is like Null's special on crack. So it's Null's special, but it's also putting on silence, it's also crushing allied side battlefield effects, and it's also unavoidable. What? What? But it has nothing on the ultimate for Warlock. Reduce the duration of all negative effects on self and new mutant allies by 2. That's the Shadow King ultimate, homie. Attack all enemies for 380% damage and apply silence for 2 turns with trauma to boot. You know why Franklin's ultimate and the whole silence effect feels like a non-factor? It's because it needs trauma so it doesn't get cleared, because silence can just be cleared. And it won't be able to be cleared from Warlock. It's kind of spooky. In Crucible, this attack will gain 50% extra piercing damage. Also in Crucible, if there are 3 mutant allies, this is where it gets really wonky. Flip Vulnerable, Charged, and Revive once into Ability Block on all enemies. I'm not sure why we want to flip our own Vulnerable, but okay. Flip Vulnerable, Exposed, and Darkness to Immunity on self and all new mutant allies. Again, get wrecked battlefield effect. And again, this effect is unavoidable and cannot be blocked. Crazy abilities. We still haven't gotten to why this team is ridiculous. This guy's passive. I don't even want to go see it because of how disgusting it is, okay? Technarch Team. Until this character completes turn, enemies cannot gain offense up, and this character new mutant allies cannot gain stun, defense down, or expose. Get wrecked, you're not about to alpha strike me, Guardian, you're trash. No, you cannot stun me. No, you can't give me defense down, and no, I don't feel like getting exposed right now. In Crucible, on self for new mutant ally turn, if that character does not have defense up and has any negative effects, go ahead and flip one of those defense up and flip the rest of them to deflex, because why not? Why not? Yeah, just no, I don't want to get controlled. No, get that out of here. No stun, no defense, no expose, no ability block, get that off of me. Unless you got trauma, get wrecked. Get absolutely wrecked. And here's where it goes to the next level. In Crucible, if this character has 3 mutant allies, on spawn, after all of the characters' on spawn effects transfer all speed up, defense up, and offense up, which they can't technically get, from enemies to self, and then spread all that to the new mutant allies. That's right, team. Warlock has an Ares passive from War. He's just taking your shit. It's his now, okay? He's just taking it. It's yours. It's his. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. This team, if you bring speed up, they get speed up on spawn. Okay, we're not. Okay, that's right. Before we do the math on this, we need to read the rest of this, okay? Enemies can only gain bonus speed through positive effects. The speed of this character and each ally can only be reduced by slow. It's everything, okay? Every single avenue of speed control, Warlock is like, hold up. Wolfsbane, you got the speed bar? All right, check. We got everything. You can't land your debuffs on me. Cannonball's pre-taunting. He's getting 4 billion deflex out there, and I'm just going to flip anything anyway. This team is crazy, so no. You cannot bring speed bar here. No, you cannot bring speed up because Warlock is going to steal it and bring it onto his team instead. No, you cannot bring speed stat like Fantastic Four in here because Warlock is going to say, so no Mephisto either. And then, the cherry on top, no new OG Emma is not going to be the solution to this team. You're not going to take my speed stat away. I don't know. So, we were able to beat the Accursed team, which has a lot of similar setup, right? But they do have some weaknesses, like villains can get speed stats, like Agatha or Null can get speed stat. You can alpha strike them down, because although they get some damage reduction, it's not nearly enough, and their health triggers are not nearly as impactful. This is Accursed 2.0. They're going to figure this out, and I think they went so heavy-handed here that this team is going to be nightmare mode on defense. If you, like me, are facing off against people with 3 diamonds on characters, 2 weeks out from their release, and you're sitting over there waiting for that free-to-play unlock, you might want to pack it up. Just being real. You might want to pack it up, especially when we start looking at diamonds 4 and 5. But let's look at some of this artwork and then the reworks. Warlock looks like a really cool character. He looks sick. All right, Magik. I'm actually super excited for Magik. Obviously, as a rework character, we can all get her stars very, very fast. Increase base health by 460, damage by 292, armor by 239, focus by 197, and resist by 223. So no change to speed stat. She's a relatively slow character, but she will have some use with the Phoenix Force team until we get the new mutants, which I really, really like. Her special got a little bit of a change. She is now healing. And yeah, she's doing regeneration. And I believe her ultimate is also healing. Yeah. Also healing, it's also flipping negative effects, and it also gives a barrier to self and all X-Men allies, which is the new mutant. So she's a brawler, but she's really more of a, like, support, I guess. She's kind of feeling like a bit of a support here, but she's still doing everything she used to do. Now, her passive, on crit by self for new mutant ally, she's going to clear heal block from the most injured new mutant ally, and then heal that character for 5%. The first time this character, new mutant ally, drops below 50% life, she's going to heal that ally for 30% of her max health and reduce the duration of disrupt on that character, plus apply death proof and evades. So she's like, oh, you put trauma plus disrupt? Nope. Here's death proofs. Here's evades. We had Cannonball do his thing too with all his deflex and safeguard. Good luck. I'm telling you, this team is so full of anti-alpha strike. It's crazy. And then if that character drops below 40% health again, heal that character 15% health and apply death proof and evade. So it's not going to reduce disrupt on the second go around, but it's still going to try and do all that nasty stuff to you, which is crazy. Then we got Sunspot. Health 207, damage 213, armor 296, focus 160, and resist 194. Not too much changed with our Sunspot here. His special is now going to apply heal block. It's also going to apply trauma. The more interesting note here is it does generate ability energy, which Warlock is going to need. So it's still a really, really good ability. We have the ultimate, which is now in Wraith and Crucible. It'll apply disrupt to everybody. So we can get trauma, blind out with Wolfsbane, and then we can get disrupt with homie here on the second turn, which I guess would coincide with Warlock's silence and trauma. And then we put the disrupt on top of it. So it's so crazy. His passive, so all they added was that in Crucible, his character has 3 or more new mutant allies. Enemies cannot gain taunt. Period. It's no longer a war effect. You're not about to bring a tank in here to mess with them. I'm telling you, this team is crazy. It's crazy. This is definitely looking like if you want to beat this, you better be thinking about pulling Professor X. You better be thinking about using your Professor X on the offensive side against this, and if you do that, then you got to figure out how you're going to deal with the enemy's Professor X. This is going to be Turtle Time. This is 100% going to be the next Turtle Time team. Let me know what you think about everything we talked about here today. How excited are you for the New Mutant team? Are you excited for them? I'm terrified of their release. I just don't know. I don't know how we'll beat it. Right? We come in with higher speed stat characters. Like, the Fantastic Four team will go first. Right? The Daemon will go first. Hellcat will go first. But they're not going to have what they need to really get through things. And the Odin battlefield effect, I'm pretty sure that goes onto the enemy side. So Warlock clears that. I need to know your guys' opinions on this. I think they're absolutely cracked. All right? This is insane. Anyway, guys, hope this video found you well. Hope you're happy, healthy, have yourselves a wonderful day. Let me know how you like this format. It kind of caught me off guard because I'm filming this at the last second. I don't like how I'm here in the corner. I'd rather be somewhere else. If I could actually get into their slides, I'd push everything over so I would be there, but the slides would be the full screen. Anyway, let me know what you guys want. If you just want me to disappear and we just read it together, we can do that like it's, bedtime in my kid's nursery. That's fine with me too. I'm used to that. I do that every day, twice a day. All right, guys, take care. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.